Hi, Mariana, and hi, anyone else who might be watching. So, Mariana, you were looking for another way to organize your content. There is another way to organize your lecture content, um, and I'll show you that here. So, if you don't want to use modules, you can build what you had in Blackboard. You can build something similar in Canvas. So we're just looking at a home page of a sample course here. If I go to Pages, what I think I could do first, view all pages, is create a new page. I'm going to click the Add Page button over on the right and call it Lectures. Actually, yours was called Lectures and Labs. That was the name of a link that you had over in the Blackboard menu, which we can't create now, but we could create a page called Lectures and Labs. And that page called Lectures and Labs would then have links to, you called it Lecture 0, How to Study, and then you had Lecture 1, Science and Biology. So I'm just doing a quick little Lecture 2, you had general overview of the cell. So these were um, content areas, it looks like, in your Blackboard course. Let me pull over this screenshot. Um, so I was just going through and creating a link for each one of these. What we can do is create another page for each one of those, and I'll show you how to do that. But you can see how the lectures and labs kind of became a page instead. Okay, so let's save and publish this. And then what if we link this page to our home page? So it wouldn't be a link over here in Canvas, but I could edit my home page and um, we could, instead of maybe having all of this stuff down below, all the PowerPoints and everything like that, let's say instead you had yours set up like this, Lectures and Labs. This would then be a link to, I should have made this recording area much bigger. This would then be a link to that page that we just created. So I'm going to make a page. There's the Lectures and Labs page. Okay, and then that's now hyperlinked, and I'm going to hit save. So now what I can do, so students now on the home page, cool, they see Lectures and Labs here. So they would click here. They're going to see that page I just created. And now each one of these could also be a page with links. Okay, so then we're going to go back to view all pages, and we're going to create a page for Lecture 0. And on Lecture 0, I'm going to use your, or let's see, it said molecules of the cell for Lecture 3. Let's make this one be Lecture 3. And on your Lecture 3 folder, you had molecules of the cell handout, molecules of the cell textbook questionnaire. So it looks like that's a PDF. So you had a file, I'm not sure what this one was, you had a PDF, and you had some other file, and you had a website. So file, PDF, file, website. So you could easily say handout linked here, or you could even say the same thing. We'll call the same thing, Lecture 3 molecules of the cell handout. And then you had Lecture 3 textbook questionnaire. Now the trick is you're going to need to have these files, and then you could even say, let's see, the same text you had, no need to answer, and then you have here questions as you read. So you could add text to this as you need, similar to how you had that in a Blackboard content area. And then you had another one that was video on enzymes slides. So video on enzymes, slide 11. Okay, so now in order to hyperlink these, you just select the link, and select the text that you want to be the hyperlink, and then looks like that first one was a file, so then you would go out and find the file. For me, I'll just say that it was, I've got lots of PNGs in here. There's a PDF. I'll pretend like it's that PDF. And maybe this one, we've got another PDF. And maybe this one is a website. So I'm going to go to create a link and do whatever your URL is for that link, right? So that was all for lecture 3. So let me save and publish this. Now, did I have lecture 3? Let's go back home. Lectures and labs. I didn't make it to lecture 3 here. So let me add my lecture 3. Lecture 3. And now that can be a hyperlink to the page that we just created. So link, pages, lecture 3, and save. Okay, so let's try this like all the way from the beginning. So students are home. They see whatever is on your home page with the link to lectures and labs. Then they have a link to all of the lectures and labs here. And then they go to lecture 3 and they see that here. So essentially you're building the structure in pages instead of using modules at all. Because I can see how in your case your modules will get very long. And you can still build out that same structure as you see here. So perhaps that's another solution for you to explore. Mariana, let me know if you've got questions about that. I know I went through that pretty quickly. Basically, what I think you'd be doing is creating one page for your lecture and labs, and then one page for each of the folders that you had in Blackboard. Those pages, essentially, that would equate to this, molecules of the cell for each lecture. Those are then going to contain the links to the websites and the files corresponding to that lecture. Okay, let me know if you need any more on that. Like I say, I know I went through that pretty quickly, but I'm happy to help further if that stirred up some questions. Thank you very much.